Hello and welcome, this is Victor. So in this video I am going to again continue to play this invaded mission in the Division 2. And as you can see today I am in front of the Camp White Oak. So just to show you where I'm at right now, so I'm at Camp White Oak. And it's one of the invaded mission for this week. And it's very interesting because this mission, even without the invaded mission option, so I'm going to quickly show you which I learned. Another way to switch between the invaded mission or the regular mission is you stand in front of the mission, and then you can long hold the square button, and then you see this thing, and then you can press the triangle button to toggle between the missions, the regular one and the invaded one. The interesting thing about Camp White Oak is that here you are fighting different bosses. So here the invaded version, you see that red thing. You are fighting a whole lot of bosses. You have like 4 bosses. Whereas if you are fighting the regular mission, you are fighting 2, including Fei Lao. Now the interesting thing is basically you are still fighting the Black Tusks enemies. It's just weird that they have this change or this invaded version of the thing that you're playing against or fighting against the same kind of enemy. So I would assume that everything is going to be slightly different. Again, stronger enemies and a little different route and whatnot. I don't really actually remember how it was different, but as you can see, you now see this little signs with this kind of bluish glowing thingy that indicates that it is an invaded mission. So anyway, I believe that I played the Camp White Oak 2 times already in my video series or channel or playlist. Today we're going to play again, but this time we are going to play the invaded version of this mission. Again, I'm using the same gear set that I typically use. A lot of like offensive on the offensive side, a lot of reds. And I've explained how my gear setup loadout like before, so I'm not going to go back to it. You can watch my previous videos to have a better look at how our gear looks like. I will, talk a little bit about that on my way, but I'm gonna just go with it. So let's do this.
Black Tusk attacked the camp before we could finish going through everything they left behind when they extracted Ellis. That suggests there's information here that Black Tusk doesn't want us getting our hands on it. So we need to get our hands on it.
So if you notice this this time it is actually raining in the game. This is actually one of the interesting things about the you see some dead bodies already. So this is one of the interesting things that happens in Division is that it has a little bit of that body. It does a little bit of the weather changes, so you will see that sometimes is blue sky, nice weather. Sometimes you see this kind of raining, a little bit of storm. Sometimes you even see that it's all like covered up with like storm and wind and whatnot, and the visibility is really low. So it's kind of interesting to see that kind of change and variety in the game. From what I understand, when the temperature change, also like as I said, the visibility changes depending on the weather, how severe it is, and it actually changes the way the enemies detect you. So let's say if you are playing in a game where the weather conditions is really bad, the visibility is really low, you can actually walk pretty close.
We can't have any of our stuff walking out of there.
Copy that. Engaging. I'll start from the right, sis.
So, but this time it's just rain, so the visibility is actually kind of normal. So the enemy will actually be able to see you or like notice you relatively quickly, which is fine. But yeah, there's something that the game developer did pretty well in terms of like the environment and other stuff, which I appreciate a lot. So far, if I remember correctly, the route is basically the same. Enemy is slightly different. You see some dead bodies lying around. I think it's like a second wave of whatever. So I ran a little bit too far. It's fine. So the thing about fighting around this like Black Tusk enemy is that they constantly have helicopter halos. So you can see that like now there's like another batch coming in. They tend to do that a lot. What's interesting is that usually they come in like they have come in like 2 to 4 from the helicopter, and they rappel down this. And if your weapon is actually fast enough, you can actually finish them, all of them, while they're rappelling down. So once they land, basically they just drop down as dead bodies. It's kind of interesting to kind of see. This doesn't happen all the time, especially you have like those like more armored enemies. But that happens if they are dropping off like enemies that are slightly weaker or with less armor. Some special ammo over here. Stock a little bit. Not this guy. Usually what I do when I restock like special ammo, I will switch to a rifle. Because the rifle has a lower firing rate, that means that I can use the special ammo more effectively. With like a heavy, like SMG or the assault rifle, like they tend to unload all of the special ammo like very quickly, because there's only a 30 special ammo each time. So I tend to use my rifle. If I happens to come across with multiple special ammo, I will rather put it for my sidearm first. Of course, there will also be times when I have like come across with 3 special ammos. Then the last one I choose is going to be the assault rifle. Unfortunately,
The USMC facility is clean. Moving to the next target. Negative. Hold there. You've got a division element headed your way. This is the real test. Leave it to me, sir.
So unfortunately, you cannot equip your what's that called? The specialization weapon with your special ammo. That will be pretty good, but it doesn't happen. Oh, I remember this part. So at some point, you're going to climb up a few stairs at different areas, like a botanic area. What happens is that you will be seeing the this is actually the first time you will see the game. If you start from the beginning, the first time you will see the that EMP shock wave thing. You'll see what happens in just a bit. I think I just got it the wrong way. I came from this way, so I should actually go this way. Sorry about that.
He's this.
This is heads. This is tails. All targets down.
Heads and tails.
Twin shit.
That's pretty silly. So as I said, this is the first type of war dogs, which is basically a like a heavy or light machine gun tied to a walking machine or running machine. One thing you want to be careful with is is when they explode, they will have they will emit EMP. So if your character or your agent is too close to them, you actually will get killed, or the agent will get killed. This also goes with any of your skills. So if you have a drone, if the drone is too close, then your drone actually will get destroyed right away. So typically what I normally do is I will try to call my drone back when if the drone actually is attacking that and is being too close to the explosion. And the way to call the drone back is by double tapping. Is by double tapping the same button. The same button that you call the drone out or start the drone. Oops, it's not going well. Let's go this way. So there's this guy. There's a medic, I think, somewhere here. There we go. Or you know, the drone of the medic. Let's go back. So this is actually the first boss that we're fighting. He's using this machine gun, the mounted gun, which is powerful. I guess I should first finish the medic, right? Oops. A little bit too aggressive here.
Vital signs critical.
I think I got shot by the sniper over there. So let's just drone game. Target the sniper, and while trying to finish the rest of the enemies. Where's my drone? Let's run over the other side. Let's finish the rest, and we can focus on the boss afterwards. So circle around. So this way. Put this down. Get the red dude down. So I'm gonna fight the boss. I think there actually are two bosses. Like if you when you finish this boss, there should be another boss coming up, but I'm not quite sure. So let's try it again. Oh, so there's only one boss out. Oh, well, that's good. Alright, but I guess I just gained something from the project by finishing the boss.
Luke, what's your status? Just reached the lake house. Work fast, you got trouble headed your way. Nothing I can't handle, boss. Yeah, I hear that a lot from folks that end up dead a few minutes later.
So these are those like again some automatic mounted gun. Their weak point is the yellow panel. So this big guy actually has weak point, but it's actually a little bit hard to get to because it's basically their butt. There's the only place that they don't have armor, but you have to, well, of course, you have to go around and focus on a very small area because the rest of the places are covered by armor. You can actually first worn out the armor, but it still takes time to see the armor thing. They do have a weak point. The weak point is the backpack, so you can slow them down by shooting the backpack, but they will eventually stand back up. They also have regeneration, so you gotta like. Typically, if your primary weapon is not strong enough to do that, what I would normally do is I will first empty out my primary weapon, and then I switch immediately to my secondary weapon. So I save the reload time and try to beat that guy faster than he can regenerate. So usually that works. There's a Black Tusk key cache over here. You see that little guy over here? Probably won't You know what? Let's go check it out. I have a tons of keys that I think I've amassed for a long time. So I have like 33 keys. Let's take a look at what they have. Since it's challenging, I don't expect it to be anything crazy. But from time to time, you can actually get the some exotic stuff over there. So if you have plenty of keys, it might worth trying once in a while.
We're falling back to the rally point. Shit! Contact front! We're cut off!
First. Okay, a little bit further away.
System disrupted. System back online.
Done. Alright, so that's done, and then we turn left. And there's of course more black Tusks. I should probably go this way first, maybe? Yeah. Just finish this guy so that they don't flank me from behind, because I'm supposed to go in left, or you know what I mean. Alright. So once it's done, go back in, finish this, make sure that I don't get too close with the explosion,
Just wrapped up.
and there's more enemies coming over there from the
Target's
building.
about to get crashed. We'll be ready.
Throw a little stinger hive over here. Go to the other side. There's another boss fight over here. There's some guides here and there. And then that's the boss. That was a little bit not as close as I thought. But we're good. Done. Okay, let's see if he drop anything useful over here. Not quite good. Yeah, it's not that good. So we finish this area, and we earn one more thing for our project. And then we're going inside.
Sis, we've got multiple armed hostiles approaching from the southwest. Looks like JTF. I see them. I'll follow your lead. Let's give them another 15 meters so they'll be stuck in the open. Copy that.
Alright, so there's a little bit of loot over here. Not that great. And we're supposed to go from here through the doors. So far we have fought what, 2 bosses or 3, and I think I can also restock a grenade over here. Yeah, there we go.
I'm pinned down by the helo. Multiple snipers. My entire unit is out of action.
So I think there's a Razorback that I'm going to fight in just a bit. So here, I'm going to choose the upper route or the lower route. I usually take the higher ground. See that there's like, you can surprise them by dropping a grenade or something like that. Seems to be another guy. So you see those red dots? So those red joints are actually a big point. So if you destroy one of them, they will be paralyzed for a little bit of time. Alright, so we're good. Let's take a look at the loot over here while we are at it. Nope. So another thing I kind of like Division is the weapon choices you can get. So there's plenty of different kind of weapon, assault rifle, SMGs, shotguns, and light machine guns, and they are typically quite balanced out. Like, of course, sometimes when a new weapon got introduced, they have this kind of like OP thing going on, overpowering, but typically like they are, you know, pretty decent. And I kind of admire the way the developers have been thinking about the talent part. So of course, like, you know, weapon, if you think about a real weapon, you know, usually the only thing you can talk about is, you know, the firepower, how rapid it fires, and you know, how much rounds it can hold per clip. But usually that's, you know, the general basic stat. But so you see the drone is being too close, so I can't lose the drone. That's fine.
System reactivated.
But then the talent system is really like creative. Like things like.
Down.
Any word on the contents of those boxes?
Assorted documents,
press a button or
including
something?
some maps. Also some memory sticks and hard drives.
You know, just
Good
listen
work.
to them. Yeah.
Grab it all and scoot on out of there.
But with the talent system for the weapons, you can see some really interesting combination that it enables. Like, you know, when you get close to the end, say for this assault rifle, it increases its damage, also increases damage of the skills. You know, those things don't happen in real life, but like in the game, it actually makes the gameplay more creative and more varied, because now you can combine, you know, the stuff with your gear set, and then you kind of like do a little bit of min maxing and whatnot. So I think that's part of the charm of this game, the design. So something I appreciate a lot. So you see there's special ammo, so I switch over to my rifle. Make every shot counts. And sometimes the funny thing is sometimes I do forget about I have special ammo, or like by the time I arrive at a different special ammo, then oh, I haven't actually used up what I got previously. So there's this guy. It's just like,
Contact imminent.
you see those
Everyone get
blinking
ready.
things? That means that you're destroying the guy's
Extracting some of those
armor.
boxes is the priority.
Too late. They're almost on us.
So there's a sniper somewhere. Trying to circle around. So another good useful things about the drones and most of the skills that does some sort of attack is that it also have this, you see that little L1 thing over there? Because what happens is that it allows you to aim or target a certain enemy. But as you can see, so there are two things happening here. Boss.
No! Fucking die!
Hey, get a hold of yourself. Focus on the mission.
So the only way you can target an enemy is actually the enemy is in your agent's line of sight. So your agent can see them, you can target them, which is kind of smart and makes sense. But it also kind of like helps you to know where the enemies are, because you might not see it when you're playing the game, but then when the game thinks that your agent sees them, then it pops up. So it kind of tells you where the enemies are by kind of like scanning through where the L1 button tag is. So it's kind of like a neat trick that I use often to figure out where the enemies are. If you are using Hunter's Fury also apply a status effect on the enemies, and on top of their head you will see
Fuck the mission. These fuckers are gonna pay!
on the top of the head you will see that there's like a little square showing something like that, to tell you that they have a status effect applied on. So it kind of like helps me to figure out where the enemies are as well. So we kind of need explosives are not that good. So I'll try to destroy them. Small guys over here. Let's throw really well we can. See if I can aim it. So it's actually kind of satisfying to like finish them before they can start attacking you. So that's our first boss. I think there's another boss. I don't know. We'll see. Some damage. Drop this over there. And I realized that I haven't used my express. See, like I almost forgot about it totally. Well, I guess I have to first see them. And there's one down.
For killing one of ours.
There's two down.
Can't hit
one
what
more.
I can't see.
Three down. And we still have like a few hammers. I have to squid. So there we go, we finished all them. I think we just finished the boss really quickly, so it's just whatever is left.
What a shit show.
Cool. So let's
Boss,
take a look at our units.
total washout. You want me to rebuild the unit? Stop sending me fucking clowns. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go shoot myself in the fucking head.
Alright, so the way to go back to DC is through this guy. You see this is the part, but I think that's pretty much how I approach the white camp or Camp White Oak mission, the invaded version of the mission. I mean, you're still fighting the Black Tusks, except that the bosses are different. There's actually more bosses than the original one, but I think the route and the map is pretty much the same. The location of the routes is a little bit different, but generally speaking, they are basically the same. So it's not much changed here in this mission. But anyway, at least you're fighting slightly more difficult boss, I guess. Like at least there are more bosses over here. But here you go, like the invaded version of the Camp White Oak. I feel that I'm repeating myself. But anyway, just dismiss this guy, and oops, that's not what I want. I want this. Right. So again, thank you so much for watching and tuning in. I hope you enjoy watching me playing this division game as much as I still enjoy playing this game. There's one more. Let me show you the map. In fact, I think I have to. Oh, so I unlock the stronghold. That means that I can now play the Manning National Zoo. This will be my other video. And once I'm done with that, it will unlock another stronghold, which is Tidal Basin, which is usually the end stronghold, the final stronghold that you can play within a week after you unlock or finish all the other invaded missions and other like smaller stronghold, I would call them. So that's that. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon again.